Hello, welcome back. Thanks for watching the Kaldheim spoilers. Looking at Quakebringer. If you find any value, make sure to give the video a thumbs up. Getting right into it. This is a 5/4 Berserker. You know, I would think it's a Minotaur, but it's actually a giant, which is pretty cool. Typically, you know, when we've got a big red spell that's a body, it's a dragon or it's a Minotaur. Now we get some big giants to play with. Supporting the giant archetype, this is a 5/4 in which will make our opponents unable to gain life. This is really nice. Unfortunately, it is a 5 CMC creature, so it's a little bit expensive. But more importantly, we can foretell it, make it a little bit cheaper. Paying 2, it gets exiled face down. And then on one of our other main steps, we can pay the foretell cost of 4 to flip it over from exile into play. Pretty cool. It's not actually that bad for 4. Again, you know, it's not doing any good in exile, but you can reduce the cost of it. Where the card really shines, though, is at the beginning of your upkeep. Quakebringer deals 2 damage to each opponent. This ability triggers only if Quakebringer is on the battlefield or if Quakebringer is in your graveyard and you control the giant. You will have to maintain giants in play to have the ability active. That could be the only problem, but if we're playing Giant Tribal, it really shouldn't be. This is yet another reason that rogues may not want to be milling their way through life anymore, and just the general mill decks that don't use rogues as well. So it gives us more tools to punish them for milling our library, and now they do have to deal with our graveyard as well through things like Cling to Dust, Elspeth's Nightmare, etc., etc. So not only does it apply pressure by being a 5/4, it also locks out our opponent's life gain, which is quite nice. We have Rolling Vortex, I believe, to do that right now for 1 mana. That is a 2 CMC permanent. Not that bad, a little bit cheaper, but this is still nice. And again, if your opponent is milling you and they don't have a way to deal with your graveyard and they don't have a lot of removal, this is going to be a great card. A little expensive, and you know, I want to focus on the fact that this is a non-legendary, which means that it can stack on the battlefield. It can also stack in our graveyard, regardless of not whether it was a non-legendary, which is pretty cool. So, you know, dealing 2 damage a turn, sure. Dealing 4 damage a turn, okay. 6, and then potentially 8 damage a turn, just for having it in your graveyard, having a giant in play. That's really, really nice. Plus, we do have the Calamity Bearer, which we talked about in another video, if you've not seen it yet, that will add damage to all of the damage that our giants do, which is really, really cool. So, you know, giants is going to be around. Both the Calamity Bearer and Quakebringer are quite expensive, but the output that they can have is absolutely devastating. So they are going to dominate limited, and I think they're strong enough to see play in some janked standard decks as well. Maybe Genesis Ultimatum moves into the giant realm, right? Who knows? Let me know what you guys think of the Quakebringer in the comments below. Thanks again for taking your time to watch these spoilers. There's more of them in the playlist above my head that you can check out, and we'll see you soon in the next one.